Coming up next on this edition of In the City, a new community technology center is now coming to Murfreesboro. Plus, many are wondering what progress is being made in the Bridge Over Broad project, and one school is gaining a lot of attention around the city. But first, it's the season of giving, and we have many ways you can give back to your community. We'll tell you all about it and more coming up right now on this edition of In the City. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Cecilia Herrell. Well, it's that time of year again, the season of giving. We visited with 4 city departments to see how residents can give back to their community during the Christmas season and throughout the year as well.
As we're approaching this time of the season of giving, one of the things that Murfreesboro Electric is partnering with and has for years is Community Helpers of Rutherford County. Community Helpers was started in 1982 as a way to help the residents of Rutherford County who have fallen on hard times. Low-income families who are struggling to pay their rent, to pay their utilities, to pay for medicine, you know, all different things. And so it's a great organization. And they get funding from a lot of different places, but one of the places that they get their funding from is through the Magic Dollar program at Murfreesboro Electric Department. Magic Dollar is a way that our customers can give back to the community that's very, very easy. They don't even have to think about it. And it's just adding $1, $2, $3, whatever they want to add to their electric bill each month. And then we'll take that money and we send it to Community Helpers.
If you would like to be a part of the Magic Dollar program through Murfreesboro Electric Department that gives money to Community Helpers of Rutherford County, please give MED a call at 615-893-5514 or email marketing@medtn.com.
The main thing that we do during the holiday season to give back to the community is our Shop with a Cop program. We work with Murfreesboro City Schools to identify children that may otherwise not have a Christmas. We get the names that have been vetted through the guidance counselors. We take the children, meet up with the children and their guardian on a Saturday morning at a local retailer. They get to eat breakfast with their assigned officer. And then they shop. They're given a certain amount of money to spend, and the children get to go pick out what they want for Christmas or things that they need. We find a lot of them buy coats, shoes, socks, personal care items, and we try to stay away from the video games and electronic department. Throughout the year, our officers sometimes run into families that need a little boost, a little helping hand. While the officers are in the home, they may notice that the cupboards are bare or the refrigerator is close to empty. So we have started a program we call Feed the Families.
If you would like to donate to either Shop with a Cop or Feed the Families, Murfreesboro Police Department programs, please call 615-895-3874.
The fire department has actually been involved with Toys for Tots for 32 years. This is our 32nd year. And we've actually been able to, since 2009, help approximately 1,000 children each Christmas on average. So it's a really unique opportunity for us to help the community at Christmas for children that might not otherwise get gifts or presents. You know, it's amazing that even in times where you think that maybe the economy's not doing so well, the giving nature of the citizens of Murfreesboro is just, it never ceases to amaze. We continue to get an outpouring of love from the community at Christmas time each year to help these needy children.
If you want to donate to Toys for Tots, please drop off a new unwrapped toy to any Murfreesboro fire station or fire administration office on Broad Street. If you would like to volunteer, please email toysfortotsrc@gmail.com.
It is the time of year that people are focused on giving, and but there are needs out there throughout the year, as everyone knows, but sometimes you just don't think about it outside of December. So one of the things that we would always love to have is donations to our Indigent Children's Fund. And that is a fund that's set aside for children with immediate needs. It may be underwear, it may be food, it may be shoes. And that is goes through our social workers and our guidance counselors, and ultimately ends up at the central office. Mr. Greg Lyles takes care of that. So it's called the Murfreesboro City Schools Indigent Children's Fund, and donations are always welcome to that. The other thing we have, obviously, it's wintertime, so coats are always a need. Coats, scarves, mittens. We are K through 6, so remember, we're children's sizes, not adult sizes. So anytime you want to drop off something like that, it would be great. The other real big thing that we deal with throughout the year is our backpack program. And our backpack program is for children who need a little extra food over the weekends. So we stuff a backpack and we put it in a child's hands on Friday so that they have some extra food on Saturdays and Sundays.
If you would like to donate to any of the Murfreesboro City School programs like the Indigent Children's Fund, Winter Coat Drive, or the Backpack Program, please call 615-893-2313. A new community technology center is coming to Murfreesboro. We talked with Rita Shacklett and Christy Lee at Linebaugh Library about the impact it will have. A new community technology center is now coming to Murfreesboro. The Murfreesboro City Council has approved a request by the Linebaugh Public Library System for a $400,000 commitment towards a community technology center on the campus of Hopgood Elementary School. The building will be around 5,000 square feet to help better the community. And many are wondering, what is this facility and what benefits will it have to our city?
It is most likely going to be the second public library facility in the United States like this. That is a standalone, all-digital facility. So while it will be a branch of the library, there will be no book stacks to browse through or anything like that. It'll be all computers, 3D printers, e-readers, iPads, meeting rooms, things like that.
The Community Technology Center will provide free and low-cost computer access to those in the community who lack the resources to have a computer or even basic internet services in their homes.
There are so many people out there now that we think everybody has internet and computers in their homes. They don't. They don't. There's a large percentage that, and I don't want to misquote statistics at this point, but it's like 56%, I think, or something like that,
I remember exactly.
in that area that do not have internet access in their homes. Well, you know, you can have a smartphone, but you can't take a test or do a project or things like that.
Fill out an application, a job application.
Fill out a job application.
You know.
This facility will also have computer training classes. And this facility will be a digital center filled with a variety of computers and other electronic devices. This type of access will help disadvantaged families to further their education and skills necessary to find employment.
We will be expanding our computer classes. We'll be able to hold more with that. We'll have more software than what we have now that'll be available to the public. As I said, we'll be buying some CAD software, things that we don't currently have. And here, where we have regular PCs, we get a lot of calls for Macs. Do you do Macs? Do you teach classes on Macs? Well, we don't, because we don't have them. The plan is to have iMacs in this facility, and they will have what's called parallel software, and you choose the operating system you want. So if you want a PC, if that's what you're comfortable with, you're still going to be sitting at a Mac computer, but you'll pick the PC, the Windows operating system. If you'd rather do the Mac, you can do that, and we're hoping to do that eventually throughout the system so everything's the same. But you'll get to, and that way you can learn another software, you know, if you want to. If you need to learn Mac to get a job, maybe in a place that you want to and you don't have one at home, why go buy one until you learn how to use it?
A survey by the U.S. Census Bureau identified the fact that access to high-speed internet is not easily available to a large amount of citizens in Murfreesboro and the surrounding areas in Rutherford County. The value of the center is almost endless and will have a positive impact on all the citizens of Murfreesboro and throughout Rutherford County.
We're just really excited about this. As Rita mentioned, we have been working on this for about 2 years. Actually, the Library Foundation, the Library Board, and the Friends of the Library have come together to support the project. And so we will be doing, or the foundation will be doing, some fundraising efforts to help fund our operating costs. But I'm real proud of the way all the organizations are working together, and the CTC it's going to be a wonderful facility.
With help from additional funding sources, Lineball also plans to apply to the state of Tennessee for additional funding.
We are also looking at some business sponsorships for some of the meeting rooms and things like that, and of course anybody that wants to give a donation, and we're more than happy to name the building after somebody if they would like to give us some
We'll
funds.
name a room, you know, you want to sponsor a meeting room.
So,
So
The expected opening date for the state-of-the-art facility will be in January 2017. The Community Technology Center has been made possible with the help of Gary Green, the Library Board, and many others throughout the community. The Bridge Over Broad project is in full swing, and we now have a new update from TDOT. Behind me is the intersection of Broad and Memorial where the Bridge Over Broad project is taking place. This is one of the busiest intersections in the state of Tennessee, with over 60,000 commuters going through the intersection each and every day. Several areas of the project are finally taking shape, but the work has not been without its challenges. For that reason, TDOT and Bell Associates Construction have agreed upon a new completion date of December 2017 for the project at Broad Street and Memorial Boulevard and Old Fort Parkway. The new completion date is the result of utility and design issues, which resulted in a delay of the project construction. Utility and design delays are not uncommon in construction, but the impact on the overall project is typically minor. Because of the unexpected and significant delay of this project, TDOT and Bell Associates are doing everything possible to expedite this much-needed project going forward with the new completion date. Retaining walls are expected to be a large portion of the work prior to the bridge construction. Work is underway on 3 retaining walls that will be a part of the southwest and southeast ramps near Chicago-style Euros and the Rutherford County Maintenance Building. The finished walls and placement of backfill will provide the visual outline of the ramps. Widening along the east side of Broad Street is ongoing. New curb and gutter has been installed between Memorial Boulevard and Ridgely Road. Work will move toward Lytle Creek soon, with paving expected before the winter weather. Paving will allow driveway entrances to be reopened. Here's the updated timeline. January 2014 through March 2014, Phase 1A completed. Shift traffic on Old Fort Parkway and remove existing median barrier on the CSX Bridge. April 2014 through April 2016, Phase 1B will relocate utilities, shift traffic on Broad Street and Memorial Boulevard, construct southwest and southeast ramps and retaining walls, widen the east side of Broad Street and south side of Memorial Boulevard, construct new curve alignment to connect College and Burton Streets, and begin reconstruction of Broadmoor Boulevard. April 2016 through March 2017 is Phase 2. This will complete secondary retaining walls at Southwest Ramp, complete Southwest and Southeast ramps, and shift State Route 96 and State Route 10 eastbound traffic to ramps. Construct Northwest and Northeast ramps and retaining walls, and widen north side of Old Fort Parkway, and complete reconstruction of Broadmoor Boulevard. March 2017 through December 2017 is the Phases 3, 4, and 5. Complete northwest and northeast ramps and shift State Route 96 and State Route 10 westbound traffic to ramps. Construct bridge and grade and pave Broad Street, Old Fort Parkway, and Memorial Boulevard. And lastly, install traffic signals, landscaping, and final pavement markings. Mitchell Neilson schools are making headlines around the city for being a Leader in Me school. I went to their premier leadership day to learn more. Mitchell Neilson School celebrated its student leaders on Friday, November 13th with a leadership day. Educators, administrators, and parents from as far away as Missouri visited the Leader in Me school to see how the staff and students live out Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Mitchell Neilson became a Leader in Me school last year after the principal, Robin Newell, and several staff members visited a school in Clarksville and saw the philosophy in action. And they wanted that for the students at Mitchell Neilson. And the rest, they say, well, it's history. Mitchell Neilson began modeling and teaching the 7 Habits last fall when it became an official Leader in Me school. The difference in the culture of the building is quite noticeable, and we're not just talking about the physical changes. The bulletin boards, the work in the hallways, quotes over each classroom door, and even in the bathrooms follow the leadership theme. But it's much more than that. These students now have more input on their daily education. From the student-run newspaper to the daily streaming of the Leader News Today, student leadership is evident throughout the whole building. In fact, the Leadership Day was entirely student-led.
Today is our premier leadership day, and that is a chance really for us to show off what we're doing at Mitchell Neilson schools. We follow Stephen Covey's 7 Habits, and today is our day to show other schools what that looks like, how we integrate that into our daily academics, and from the moment they get here, they'll be greeted by our student ambassadors. The whole day is completely student-led. Students will introduce the keynote speaker and will give instructions about our tours. The students lead our guests on tours around the building. We have about 60 visitors here today from as far away as Mississippi and Missouri. We've got schools from Kentucky and here in Tennessee, here in Murfreesboro, and they will tour the school and just see how we implement the leadership philosophy here at Mitchell Neilson.
And another unique aspect to the program is the formation of all the clubs. Students in grades kindergarten through 6th grade participate in clubs that meet monthly. With over 40 clubs such as archery, cake decorating, chess, coding, gardening, sports seasons, and even Zumba, these students are finding plenty of opportunities to show off their leadership skills. Here at Mitchell Neilson School, this is just one of 13 Leader in Me schools in the state. Over 800 kids participate in the clubs each day. Principal Newell believes strongly in teaching these students these 7 habits at an early age so that they truly become habits when they are adults. Academics may determine what a student will do as an adult, but leadership determines who they will be. Robin Newell hopes her school will serve as an example to other schools throughout the community. For CityTV, I'm Cecilia Herrell. Murfreesboro City Schools has a new employee that works for the Transportation Department. And even though he doesn't work for money, he is one of the most enthusiastic employees the city has. The Murfreesboro City Schools Transportation Department's job is to make sure students are safe when they travel to and from school on the school bus. On this day, they traveled to Overall Creek Elementary School for some safety drills, and a special instructor was there to greet them.
What we're doing here today is bus evacuations. Just like our schools have the fire evacuations, well, we have bus evacuations that we have to do every year to teach the children how to use all the emergency exits, how to get out safely and quickly in case of an emergency. We go over all the safety features the bus has. We've been doing this for a very long time, so the children have a very good understanding of our buses and really understand how to get off a bus if there was an emergency. Not only do we do this with all the schools, but we also do it like on field trips. Before we go on field trips, we go over bus evacuations as well. This year we incorporated Barney. Barney's the little remote control bus that you've just seen.
My name's Barney, by the way, and my job, I'm the school bus safety officer. I'm a kind of a robotronic school bus, and what I do is I'm really an audiovisual aid for the boys and girls to teach them lessons about how to ride the school bus safely and how to be safe getting to school and coming from school, and how not to be bullies on the bus, and how to really help the bus driver and the bus aide out. That's really my role. It's kind of being a cheerleader for bus safety and encouraging the boys and girls all I can.
It's very good to put him with the evacuations because it makes the evacuations fun. Quizzes them on what they've learned. It gives them something to look forward to when they come to the bus evacuations, make it a little bit more memorable. And he's a very good learning tool.
Here at Murfreesboro City Schools, we have the most wonderful teachers and most wonderful boys and girls. And when the girls and boys get to me, they seem to know so much already because the teachers do such a great job with them. And Miss Deidre, the boys and girls really love Miss Deidre because she makes them feel safe and welcome. And I really appreciate that.
When motorists are faced with an emergency vehicle with flashing lights and blaring sirens in their rearview mirror, it can be a little startling. This public service announcement was produced to explain to motorists what they should do when this happens.
We are lucky to live in such a great city where Murfreesboro ranks high nationally in job growth. But with this growth, as everybody knows, comes traffic. With the challenges of motorists maneuvering during their daily commute, it can also be difficult for emergency vehicles navigating through the city. Hi, I'm Ashley McDonald, Public Information Officer with Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department. Here are some do's and don'ts when you encounter emergency vehicles on the roads. First, don't panic. Seeing emergency lights and hearing a siren can be very startling to motorists, but keep your wits about you. These emergency workers are on their way to help someone in need. When motorists panic, they sometimes stop in the middle of the road, which makes it unsafe for emergency vehicles to maneuver around them. Second, don't pull to the left. In almost all cases, emergency vehicles are trying to pass traffic to the left, and by pulling to the left, you could be blocking their pathway. Third, don't stop in the middle of an intersection to get out of the way of an emergency vehicle. This is a potentially dangerous situation for everyone involved. Now here are some tips on what you should do if you see an emergency vehicle either behind you or towards you. Safely pull to the right and stop. If the right lane is taken up, move as far right as possible, staying parallel to the curb, and come to a complete stop. As stated before, emergency responders try to pass vehicles on the left, which means they sometimes have to go into oncoming traffic. For this reason, oncoming traffic should pull to the right to allow the emergency vehicles a lane of travel. This is how it is stated in the Tennessee Driver's Handbook. Tennessee law requires that when an emergency vehicle is approaching, all traffic meeting or being overtaken must yield to the right-of-way and immediately drive to a position parallel to and as close as possible to the right-hand edge or curb of the roadway stop. You must remain in that stopped position until the emergency vehicle has passed or until you are directed to move by a police officer. You must still proceed with caution. There may be other emergency vehicles coming. Remembering these common sense safety tips can help emergency vehicles arrive to their destinations in a safe and timely manner. When emergency vehicles are on scene, another important safety measure to consider is the state of Tennessee's move over law. This law states that vehicles approaching an emergency or utility vehicle that is stopped on the road must slow down and yield the right-of-way by making a lane change into a lane that is not being used by the authorized vehicle. Working in and around our roadways can be dangerous for our police officers, firefighters, emergency medical workers, and utility service providers. Over the past decade, struck by vehicle was the fourth leading cause of death of police officers. Failure to abide by this law is a Class B misdemeanor punishable by a fine of $100 to $500 or imprisonment not greater than 30 days. So remember, do the right thing, use your common sense, slow down and move over anytime you encounter an emergency or utility vehicle working in and around our roads.
Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department installed over 100 fire alarms for their 100 for 100 challenge, and I spoke with Ashley McDonald about the event. The Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department exceeded their goals for the 100 for 100 smoke alarm challenge. The department was one of 10 across the state that had been challenged to install 100 smoke alarms in recognition of the 100th year anniversary of the State Fire Marshal's office.
We had outstanding results for the 100 for 100 challenge. We actually exceeded the challenge by 95 installations of free smoke alarms.
With the assistance of volunteers from the American Red Cross, MFRD installed 195 smoke alarms on Saturday as a part of their 100 for 100 challenge.
We went all over the city of Murfreesboro. We actually had units in each territory that were going door to door at some of the higher risk areas in their neighborhoods and their territories.
Crews from each station set out at 9 a.m. Saturday morning and canvassed several areas of Murfreesboro.
We had all of our personnel, or a majority of our personnel, so probably somewhere around 40 to 45 from our department, and then we had about 5 to 6 volunteers from the Red Cross.
These installations occurred in residences throughout our community as part of the Get Alarm Tennessee program, a free smoke alarm installation program that has been in place since 2012.
If anybody did miss the canvas on Saturday, we definitely have a program available that they can still receive those free installations, and it's called Project Safe Smoke Alarms for Everyone.
The department even has specialty smoke alarms for the hearing or visually impaired. If you are interested, please contact MFRD Fire Administration Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 4:30 p.m. at 615-893-1422. For CityTV, I'm Cecilia Herrell. In other news, if you're one of the many people who make a New Year's resolution to get in better shape, we have the perfect event for you. The City of Murfreesboro New Year's Day 5K will take place at Barfield Crescent Park on Friday, January 1st at 10 a.m. This event is for all ages, and everyone who completes the race will receive a medal. Registration is only $15, and for more information, you can visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov/parks or on our Facebook page. If you love swimming and a rush of adrenaline, the 14th Annual Polar Bear Plunge will be taking place Saturday, January 9th at Sportscom. Registration begins at 8:30 a.m. and the plunge starts at 10 a.m. The event is free with a donation of a non-perishable food item. And don't forget, all city offices, including Rover, the city's public transportation service, will be closed December 24th, the 25th, and January 1st for the holidays. Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. For more information about the City of Murfreesboro, just visit our website at murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to watch one of these stories that you've seen today, or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Cecilia Herrell. Until next time, happy holidays, and we look forward to seeing you in the city. The City of Murfreesboro property tax bills are mailed out every year on the last business day in September. If you did not get a bill in the mail, please call the Murfreesboro Finance Department and they can assist you. Payments of property taxes are the responsibility of owners regardless if a bill is received or not. The City of Murfreesboro property taxes are due December 31st, 2015. Any payment paid in person after that date or postmarked after that date will owe an additional penalty and interest for being late. You can look up your property tax and check to see if it has been paid in our records. Just go to the city's website at www.murfreesborotn.gov, click on Departments, then Property Tax Lookup, then follow the instructions. The Murfreesboro Finance Department is happy to walk you through it if you need assistance. The City of Murfreesboro allows taxpayers to make partial payments within certain guidelines. Please call or visit our office for more information. The state of Tennessee has a property tax relief program for persons over 65 with low income and also for disabled veterans. The program provides a discount on real property taxes for those who are eligible. Rutherford County and the City of Murfreesboro have applications and are happy to answer any questions to help those who are interested to see if they are eligible. Additionally, the City of Murfreesboro and Rutherford County administer the State of Tennessee Tax Freeze Program, and if you are eligible for the Tax Relief Program, you may also be eligible for the Tax Freeze Program. Call the county trustee for more information on the Tax Freeze Program, and they can help you with information for city and county applicants. If you have any questions about property taxes, call the Rutherford County trustee at 615-898-7705 or Murfreesboro City Hall at 615-893-5210.